All right. What do we have here? So we have gold 1, so almost plat, Roadhog player on Havana. Okay. Yeah. Let's see what we got. Team comp. Roadhog, Hanzo, Soldier, Kiriko, Wuyang. Okay. Interesting. So, Havana. Brutally known for its pokey, sniper-esque map. We have a team comp where basically everybody's playing for themselves. Hog is trying to get hooks. Hans is trying to get his one-shots. Soldiers, it's a hard knock life for Soldier because he really can't flank. He just has to do a little bit off angles. We'll see what happens. Kiriko can take off angles and try to snipe. Wuyang can do Wuyang stuff. Nothing special about this team comp. It's not optimal either for this map, but whatever. Enemy team has a similar team comp. Overall, I would say we do have a better team comp. We'll see how this plays out. See what Butters is on. I want to see how much cover he uses on this character and how much he tries to surprise for one shot on squishies and how much he doesn't play as a main tank. He should not be playing as a main tank. Okay. Oh, okay. He didn't see the hook, nor did he hear. There was so much noise the enemy hog was making. Oh no. Oh no. He's not a hog player. No. Alright. We're 30 seconds in the game, right? And there are a bunch of little things. Right? Number one.
Behind you. Ready for battle.
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Like right here, he knows there's a hog here, and at least you should know because you can hear the voice line. And once this happens, you see the hook, and not noticing it. So this hog is clearly overextended. He should be dead in like 5 seconds if everybody collapses. And what we should be looking for is when he wapes, we just hook him and then cancel his wape, and then your team should be able to follow up. That's what we should be looking once we realize the enemy tank is in a bad situation. We use our cooldown to interrupt his escape, right? So if it's a Reinhardt in that spot, for example, and he's trying to charge out, we hook the charge, cancel his escape, and then try to collapse on him. If it's Diva, we hook the boosters, so on. Like if it's an Orisa and she's using spin, we hook her when she's turned around, right? So hook is a very strong stun ability which can cancel movement. We use that to our advantage to win fights. But we had more than one opportunity here to turn this fight around because the enemy team is clearly overextended. You hook this Wuyang and kill him, and it's a clear win for us. It's just easy. And we look at the Wuyang and we just don't hook it. And we're too much focused on the hog now. We lost the window where killing the hog was valuable. Now we put ourselves in a bad position where we can get shot by the enemy. This is not understanding angles, right? Like right now you're here, but you can get shot from here. So we're in the middle where you can get shot from the hog and from these people here. So it's a bad, like the least you could do is just go for these squishes and hope that your team deals with the hog. And either way, even if your team doesn't deal with the hog, he's eventually gonna die. We still win the map because we're an attack, and their life is more valuable than ours. Like if somebody on your team dies, we're still gonna be pushing cart, and your team is just gonna respawn. Whereas they have to walk all the way back from their defense spawn, which is really far away. So on attack, we can take risks. On defense, you can't take risks. Right now, they're taking a lot of risk on defense, which happens a lot in lower ranks. So when we're in attack, you can be aggressive, you can take risks, go for their back line, especially if you're on hog. Don't worry about dying as much. Get picks, get an advantage, and you should be able to win games more that way. But we completely missed that opportunity. But I don't understand. This is gold 1, so this is plat, almost plat. This rank, I should expect a tank player to be more aggressive and not play peel for your team. So we get their Kiriko. Your team is following up. They did end up in a bad spot, so but we should play better. We should play better. They swap to Rhine. Okay, the Rhine's feeding. Good shots on the Rhine. This fight's already won. We already won this point. This is just now cleaning up and dictating next fight. Yeah, there's Ash on the high ground, by the way. You gotta clear the Ash. Just walk behind you. There's Ash behind you. Alright. The Rhine is feeding. Oh my god, the Rhine is feeding. How is this gold? Nobody's pushing cart, so we go for cart. That's fine, that's fine. But typically, as a tank player, you don't want to be sitting on the cart. Tank players dictate space in this game. And this game is all about space. You ignore the tank, ignore the payload, go take space, exist in a space. Alright. So far there's nothing much to tell. We're kind of rolling because the Rhine's trolling, and the enemy team's kind of just walking. Okay, the Rhine's just feeding at this point. It's a 5v4 this whole game. There's nothing much to review here. But if we still had to say what we could do on hog, we're doing a good job right now holding this aggressive position here with the right play. We can go even further now actually. Look for like a surprising one shot. Someone coming from the spawn. The Rhine's is feeding. Oh no. I don't mind that ult. I don't necessarily think it was a good ult, but it wasn't bad either. Because we really didn't have to use that ult. The Rhine was pretty much dead throwing anyway. We can be more aggressive though. Oh, your Kiriko's doing a pretty good job with the scissors though. Aye. What happened here? We get slapped and naded, but Kiriko cleanses it. We get charged. I guess it's fine, but we moved in the wrong direction. We could just drop down, and if the rank chases you by dropping down, he's at a major disadvantage. Hog is just one of those simple hero, but also really bad hero. You can get to champ obviously on any hero because we've seen junkrat players get to champ, we've seen Hog players get to champ, but he's almost never been meta. And there's a reason for that, he's just bad. He just cannot tank. And he's very map specific. His hook gets like maximum value, right? On maps like Ilios Well, you don't need to do damage to get a kill. You just need to hook someone into the well. So any map that gets value from his hook is basically where Hog is good. Other than that, he's pretty bad.
Don't touch. She's gonna blow.
Tactical visor activated.
The payload is approaching its destination.
Let the dragon consume you.
Ready for battle.
As
Ready for battle.
Alright, what's the strategy here? Your team comp doesn't have a lot of synergy. It's just everybody's kind of playing for each. They're just playing for themselves. Soldier and Kiriko can combo their ult, but other than that, like there's not a lot of synergy. You just try to get hooks and get picks and just hope that we win the poke. That's it.
you can't.
You should heal up. So okay, the rank's pretty much down. No, oh my god. This is bad though. So this is what we don't do on tank ever. Ever. I know the Rhine's kind of throwing, but he's also doing his job in a way because he's creating space for his team. He can do the same, like if the Reinhardt is charging like that into the backline and dying, they can still win the game if we let them, the rest of the team, do something while this is happening. So it's like Doomfist, right? Doomfist does this all the time. Doomfist goes in, everybody's distracted. There's space for the team to do something, and if they do something, they win the fight. It doesn't matter. The Doom creates a window of opportunity for his team to get a pick, which is what this Ryan is doing. I'm guessing unintentionally because he's just like charging in for no reason. And this is like a terrible playstyle for Ryan. But I feel like he's just memeing. Right? He's just memeing. So what we don't allow this throwing Ryan to do is to actually create the space that happens when he charges in. So look at this. When we look at this from this angle, right, from sky view, we'll see it so obviously. Where is this Ryan? So we're holding the corner, kind of. Holding the choke, poking. Ryan charges in. We're all look at this. Right? Your Hanzo, he was counting on you to like take aggro when these guys push up. And the Ryan charges in and you turn your back on the enemy, and this Hanzo could possibly be dead. Because there is nothing stopping these people. There should be 4. Where's one more? Where's one more? Okay, Ash is taking a weird angle for some reason. But there's nothing stopping from these 4 people to use all their cooldown on this little squishy and killing. This Hanzo should be dead. And we turning our back to the enemy team like that is just them doing free damage, especially because we're not isolating angles. What we should be doing instead, if the Ryan charges in, is we still hold this corner and create an area of threat for these squishies, right? These squishies, they're still afraid that they're gonna get hooked and get one shot, right? So if you really want to do damage, you can stay in this corner and do damage, but you should not do a rotation while this is happening. When you do rotation or when you make the cross, right? We say sometimes, if you make this cross when they're Ryan charges in like this, you are creating an opportunity for the enemy team to make a play that will win this fight for them. So even if the Ryan dies, it doesn't matter because he's just going to spawn 10 seconds later and he's just going to charge in. And they're still going to push card because they're an attack and they have that advantage. They can take that risk. But we making this play as tank on defense is a terrible, terrible idea. Let Soldier deal with the Ryan. Let Hanzo deal with the Ryan. Let your support deal with the Ryan. Right? You cannot be the one. The max you can do is just turn around from this space and do damage or try to get help. But other than that, you don't do. You stay this corner, try to get a hook, try poke, and create this area of threat and hold this corner and just keep the pressure up so that they don't take this aggression that the Ryan is creating and capitalize on that. And we need to be using Roadhog's Wape way more often because his Wape ability is not just something that you use one time to go from 0 to 100. You use it constantly to go from 0 to 10 again and again. So you kind of cycle his Wape with your hook and shots. You shoot, you take some poke, you heal up, and then you shoot again, you heal up, and then you throw a hook and try to get a pick, and then you heal up again. So you need to cycle your heal after a shot or 2 shots or a hook and a shot, something. The current Roadhog builds healing, because it's on a recharge meter, you need to utilize it, you need to maximize its utility by cycling it between shots. So you shoot, take some damage, Wape. Shoot, take some damage, Wape. And if you do this, you get your ultimates faster, you'll have maximum use of your abilities, and also the meter will never be 0. But if you use it to go from 0 to 100, there's going to be a lot of time where you won't have Wape because you're stuck in a bad situation and the meter was completely drawn. See, the mirror is at 0 right now, and if something were to happen there, you wouldn't have it. Nice hook on the charge. So if you're gonna go for like an off-angle hook, even though we're main, we know they're distracted, right? The enemy team is shooting at your team on the right side. If that's the case, do not pre-shoot, because if you shoot at them, they realize you're here, and it's possible that they. So, in this game, right? If you're playing a projectile hero, surprising the enemy is the best thing you can do, and hook is a projectile. So if you're gonna hook someone, you want them to be unaware of where you are. So if you turn around this corner and shoot at them, and they know you're there, they're gonna try and strafe and like create a movement that's gonna make it hard for you to land the hook. So you can still be patient and just make sure that you don't shoot before you hook them, so that you can actually secure the hook, right? Don't shoot, just hook, right?
No worries, I've got you.
Always, if you're playing a projectile character, always surprise the enemy. Like, always come from a different angle where they don't expect you. You can flank.
This ends now.
The tide is with you. Dive in. Here comes a big one.
Nice.
I'm on fire.
Like, if we used our abilities properly this game, we would have our ultimate, and we could have used that ultimate on the tree. And we can think in terms of like counters here as well. Like, if you have your ultimate, what can your ultimate counter the enemy team? It's just like there's a bunch of things you can do. There's a bunch of things you can do, right? So because it does so much damage, you can. I think Bomb and Roadhog's ultimate is like 2 almost instant tree deleting ability in the game, right? So they tree and you just use your ult on the tree and the tree is gone, right? So we need to like keep track of these things, that how you're going to use your ultimate, how you can use it effectively. So they tree and you use your ult, and that's instant value. And you would have had your ultimate if he cycled like better, but we just need to get in the groove of using Roadhog's abilities better. Get the cycle going on. We need to ignore the Rhine here. So if you're gonna recontest, you just need to ignore the Rhine and go touch the cart, because he's buying space right now. Us stopping there to fight the Rhine is the reason why we couldn't touch. Right? And if you just walked past him, your team would have dealt with the Rhine. The Rhine cannot kill your team there. That's fine, I guess.
Satellite vector.
Once again, we died because we didn't cycle our ability there, that's it. And we had our ultimate to survive as well. So once again, we didn't cycle our abilities. You could have ulted the Rhine too. And we didn't use the proper combo on the tank. Or we could have healed in the middle there, and we didn't heal at all. And when you heal, you take less damage as well. So you could have shot once or twice, healed, and shot, again and healed and shot again and healed. But if you really wanted to just get a edge here, you could have just ulted the Rein as well into a corner, and you would be fine. You could just turn hook the Reinhardt and then just ult, and that would be fine. So here we want to think. So as a tank player, right? As a tank player, the number one thing we should be thinking about at all times is what is the space that my team can exist without dying. So that's controlling space. Right? So how a tank does this is by literally existing in a particular space with all of their cooldowns, including your primary ability, right? So where you go as a tank and what abilities you have will decide how much space your team has overall. So on every map and every part of the map, there are certain places that are intrinsically powerful. So high ground is powerful on every map. So you need to control a part of the map that is going to be utilized by the enemy team that will make their attack more probable for a victory, all right? So you as a tank should be thinking how you can deny that. Okay, that's a bad ultimate. There's no reason to ult, right? Because this is Roadhog's ult is not Nano Blade. We just ulted like we're Genji and we're just gonna go and delete everybody, right? That's not how it works. His ultimate is a knockback, right? It knocks people back and does damage if they're really up close, but it does not do damage to anybody that's really far away, right? Even though there's no fall off, right? Because the spread is too wide. It's like 5 circles, right? If you can hook someone into a corner and you can secure a kill. But Roadhog's ultimate is used to boop people around or boop someone into your team or put them in a bad position or use it on a tank like Orisa when she's using her gold or deleting a tree. But you don't use it this way. You're using like you're playing Genji and you're just gonna dash into people and create. No, it's not how you use. So all you need to do here, right? Because we have time, the payload is not the end. All you need to do, just walk here, walk outside, try to get a hook. Just turn around and you can pre-hook. No, just hook. So you could have most likely hooked the, or you can destroy the tree here too. Like your Hans is doing a pretty good job of destroying the tree. But he just treat for himself, I think, at this point. It's not even a good tree. So we basically threw that because we didn't understand how our abilities work there. And you just hook. When you're with your teammates, you don't even have to pre-shoot. You just hook them into your team, and your teammates will also do damage. So yeah, that line is clearly thrown. Now we want to take space. Walk onto the high ground and create. Okay, your team's kind of dumb, but we were kind of AFK. So no. Oh, dear. Okay, that life viewer is throwing. Gonna touch though. Yeah.
I think we're outnumbered.
We need to be more proactive. If we were proactive and just walked because we was 5v4 and just took more space, it would be, the Rhine is pretty much throwing at this point. we're still not using his abilities right. And I haven't seen a hook on Squishies either. I only seen hooks on Ryan. We're also defending in a bad spot. Roadhog is so bad at this game that the higher rank you go, the smallest positional mistake will get you punished instantly. If you're not using the corners on Roadhog, you're basically a dead man walking. So us walking past the corner is bad. Even though we can use the payload as cover, it's not an optimal form of cover because we already capped 3 points. There's no point in holding in a place where we could get screwed over. So we're still using. This is actually good ult. It's a good decent ult. You could have stopped halfway because what you did with your ultimate is you split them up. Alright? Use your ultimate, the DPS are split, the Rhine split, so your team can focus on whoever, like the Rhine and the Kiwi that was in, while you split their team. This is what Winston is pretty good at. When they push in and you just go in and bubble, you can split the team up, so that you have a better chance of winning the fight. But overall, I would say, okay, overall. What do we need to work on? Number one thing that we need to work on Roadhog is cycling his ability. We're really bad at cycling. You need to look for opportunity for hooks on squishies, and you need to cycle your vape, the healing, with your primary or hooks, and we should really be thinking more about space when we play tanking. We're not thinking about what space we're holding, what space we're controlling. We're thinking about getting kills on this Reinhardt that's charging in. Like, just because Ryan charges in and you thinking they made a mistake and we can capitalize on it, we make a mistake in the process as well. So that's one tip. Learn to use your abilities in a cycle.